YouTuber, and I'm a student at Murang'a University of Technology studying criminology at third year currently. So in this live stream, I want to take you through some of the trending topics right now in Kenya and explain furthermore concerning about the fuel rise right now in Kenya. As you all know, today there was a protest right now in Kenya today. There is no traveling. The matatu operation was down today. So hakuna kutravel kila mahali, especially hapa Thika kulikuwa na maandamano pia. So let me just explain to you why there is rise in the prices of fuel, especially diesel. For the first time in Kenyan history, the price of diesel is above the price of petrol. Yani diesel imeshinda petrol kwa bei yake. For the first time in Kenya's history since I was born, mimi nilizaliwa tu. Hakuna siku bei ya mafuta, bei ya diesel imeshinda ya petrol. Why? Mbona diesel inakuwa chini? Kwa sababu diesel ina power every time life of a Kenyan citizen. Diesel ina power nini? Ina power tractor, ina power matatu yenye inatumia watu wanatumia ku travel from up country mpaka town. So and also hizi diesel zinatumika na hizi trucks kubwa kama tankers, hizi matrailers. So the price of diesel was always lower because we depend on it. It's the backbone of our economy. Ni kama tu agriculture. If you studied agriculture, tulikuwa naambiwa your agriculture is the backbone of the economy. So similar to petroleum, to diesel, this is the backbone of our economy. So it is the first time in Kenya's history the price of diesel is more than the price of petrol in Kenya's history ya kwanza. Now, watu wamejaribu compare the price of petrol and diesel to various countries, Eastern Africa countries. Let me take you through it. First of all, bei ya petrol Kenya ni 219. Alafu bei ya diesel ni 242. Hapo ni Kenya. Ukienda kama Tanzania, let me just refer it. Tukienda Tanzania, if you go to Tanzania, angalia stuff. If you go to Tanzania iko hivyo. Sasa bei ya petrol Kenya ni 214.25. Diesel ni 242.92. Hii ni Kenya. Haya, tukienda bei ya Uganda, bei ya petrol na diesel Uganda ni petrol ni 200 to 300, alafu diesel ni 189 to 210. Alafu Tanzania 190 to 214. Then diesel ni 211. So the comparison, if you compare these countries, we can now realize that the country with the highest price of petrol and diesel in Kenya is Kenya, among these three countries right here. Now, some of the reasons resulting to higher increase in the prices of petrol and diesel in Kenya is one, because of taxes. Serikali wameamua ku increase the prices of this, kufanya nini? Kupata more taxes. So wakiongeza watapata revenue mingi. That's one of the reason. Second reason is for the government to maintain and to power, serikali waweze ku maintain. What do I mean by that? Jua kuna hizi highway. The highway needs to be maintained. The Highway Authority of Kenya needs to maintain these roads. So by increasing now the prices of these commodities, they will be able to get more funds for the government to maintain these roads now. That's one of the reasons, guys. Hope you have understood. We are talking about why petroleum in Kenya, why Kenya pays more for fuel. What do I mean by this? Look at this. The price of petroleum in Kenya is 214.25 per liter, while that for diesel is 242.92. On the other side now, we are comparing Kenya to other countries in East Africa. Let's look at Uganda. The price of petrol in Uganda is 200 to 300 per liter. That is in Kenyan currency, Kenyan shillings. Now, when it comes to diesel, the price is 189.20. That is for diesel in Uganda. You can now check. You can compare it yourself. Kenya is 214.25. Petrol diesel is 242.92. Now, Uganda, 200 to 300. That is Kenyan shillings per liter. That's the lower price. Now, let's look at Tanzania For Tanzania, the price of petrol ranges from 190 to 214 Kenya shillings per liter. That is petrol. Now, let's look at diesel. For diesel, it's 211 Kenya shillings per liter. So comparing these three countries now, you are able to come with a conclusion that Kenya is one of the countries with the highest price of petroleum and diesel. So that's the conclusion. Now, we are expecting now the demonstration to proceed tomorrow, but tomorrow it will be less. What are some of the news today? Today, one of the news is that more and more people, I think 4 people lost their lives. That's it. 4 people lost their lives, but the casualties are still increasing, guys. So those are some of the news we'll be following closely. Hope you've known about the mafuta. Alafu kuna kitu inaitwa Strait of Hormuz. Watu wamesema Strait of Hormuz is one of the main contributors to the rise in the price of this petroleum and diesel. Strait of Hormuz. What is Strait of Hormuz? Kwenye hawaelewi. Strait of Hormuz is a major gateway. Hii ndio inatumika na countries mingi. Gateway iko huko Iran. So countries mingi wanatumia wanatumia Strait of Hormuz kuship out commodities kama mafuta, fertilizers. So kama Strait of Hormuz imefungwa inamaanisha je, petroleum zenye zinatoka Middle East hazitafika huko. Nini nyingine? Apart from petroleum tuna import tena fertilizers. Apart from fertilizers tuna import tena nini? Medicines. So the moment the Strait of Hormuz is closed, guys, I'm explaining about the Strait of Hormuz. The moment the Strait of Hormuz is closed, there will be a low shortage of the low supply of these commodities in the market. That is the diesel and the petrol. Low supply of these commodities now will tend to increase the price of these commodities within the market. So high demand, kama wenye walifanya business, high demand and low supply will therefore lead to a rise in the prices of these commodities. That's why now you are seeing the price of petroleum in Kenya is now 214.25. For the first time in Kenya's history, the price of petroleum is lower than the price of diesel. That's the first time, guys. Hope you're understanding. The price of petroleum for the first time in Kenya's history is higher than the price of diesel. Well, that one of Uganda, let's look at Uganda. Uganda, the price is 200 to 300 Kenyan shillings. That is for petrol, a liter. You have converted this 200 to 300 Kenyan shillings. It is a liter. On the other side now, diesel is 189 to 210 Kenyan shillings per liter. Tanzania's currency, in Kenya's currency, but in petroleum in Tanzania is 190, ranging from 190 to 214 Kenyan shillings, while in diesel is 211 Kenyan shillings. So guys, from all this now, doing this now, we can conclude that Kenya is one of the countries in East Africa with the highest price of diesel and petroleum amongst the three. That's the conclusion, guys. So if you learned something from this video, please consider subscribing. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate if you subscribe. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for the support. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. All we were talking about today was about the Strait of Hormuz. We are talking about the petroleum, why it rose. Similar to, we compared the countries, that is Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. If you are reaching us, kama unafika tu site, tunajaribu compare bei ya petroleum kati ya Kenya, Uganda na Tanzania, na tuka conclude aje bei ya petroleum Kenya ni 214, Tanzania ni 242. Haya, tukienda Uganda, bei ya petrol ni 200 to 300, diesel ni 189 to 210. That is a liter of each. Na iko aje? Iko in Kenyan shillings. Tukikuja mwisho sasa, Tanzania ni 190 to 214 in Kenyan shillings. So guys, this we are trying to compare the prices of these commodities. If you learned something, thank you for joining me. God bless you, and please do consider subscribing. 2 amazing people in the house. Thank you guys for your support. God really bless you. I was just comparing. Unajua kuna maandamano. Na tujui kesho kama vitu itarudi sawa. Watoto hawakwenda shule leo. Wengine si hatakwenda kazi because of what? Maandamano, hakuna matatu, hakuna, there is no car to travel. Thank you guys for joining. If you are just joining, we are comparing the prices of petroleum in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. I know we will look at Tanzania. The petrol is 190 to 214 Kenya shillings per liter. Diesel is 211 Kenya shillings per liter. When you go to Uganda, 200 to 300 Kenya shillings per liter, 189 in diesel. If you have seen. And then we come to our giant, that is Kenya. For the first time in Kenya's history, the price of petroleum is lower than the price of diesel. Diesel for the first time iko chini kuliko petrol. Tangu mimi nizaliwa hakuna siku imekuwa hivyo. Thank you for joining, and may the Almighty God bless you. Thank you.